Imagine the tension, the silent war brewing beneath the surface of the hip-hop world. A world where alliances shift like sand, and fortunes can be made or lost on a single whispered rumor. Now, picture 50 Cent, never one to shy away from a battle, dropping a bombshell that could shatter the carefully constructed image of one of music's most powerful figures, Jay-Z. The allegation? A calculated plan, orchestrated from the highest echelons of Roc Nation to systematically dismantle Nicki Minaj's career. Not through a rap battle, not through industry sabotage in the traditional sense, but through something far more insidious, a conservatorship. The whispers started circulating, fueled by an unlikely source. Tasha K, the controversial internet personality known for her no-holds-barred commentary and, shall we say, creative interpretations of the truth. But this time, the information seemed to carry a different weight, a chilling plausibility that resonated with existing tensions and long-held suspicions about the inner workings of the music industry. Tasha K alleged that Roc Nation, under Jay-Z's direction, was actively working to have Nicki Minaj diagnosed with a series of mental health issues, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia being the primary targets. The goal? To paint a picture of instability, to create a narrative of someone incapable of managing her own affairs, paving the way for a conservatorship that would effectively strip her of her autonomy and financial control. The implications are staggering. A conservatorship, a legal mechanism designed to protect individuals deemed unable to care for themselves, being weaponized against a fiercely independent and successful artist. It's a chilling echo of Britney Spears' battle, a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that even the most powerful figures can face when powerful interests decide to move against them. But why Nicki? What makes her such a target? The answer, according to some, lies in her unwavering independence, her refusal to play by the established rules of the game. Nicki has always been a force of nature, a self-made queen who carved her own path in a male-dominated industry. She's never been afraid to speak her mind, to challenge the status quo, to defy expectations. And in a world where control is paramount, that kind of independence can be seen as a threat. Adding fuel to the fire is the presence of Kenneth Petty, Nicki's husband. Petty's checkered past, including a criminal record, makes him an easy target for those seeking to undermine Nicki's credibility. The strategy, it's alleged, is to paint Petty as an untrustworthy figure, someone who is exploiting Nicki for her wealth and influence. By discrediting Petty, they hope to create a legal justification for removing him from Nicki's life and placing her under the control of a court-appointed guardian. The plan, however, hits a snag. Nicki and Kenneth are married. Typically, in conservatorship cases, a spouse takes precedence when it comes to managing finances. The solution? Launch a smear campaign against Kenneth aiming to portray him as financially irresponsible, even accusing him of stealing from Nicki. The goal is to disqualify him from being Nicki's guardian, clearing the path for Roc Nation to exert control. 50 Cent, seeing the pieces of this alleged conspiracy falling into place, couldn't resist throwing a Molotov cocktail into the mix. He's had Jay-Z in his sights for years, fueled by a long-standing rivalry and a deep-seated distrust of the music mogul's motives. With this information, 50 Cent saw an opportunity to not only reignite their feud, but also expose what he believes to be a pattern of manipulative behavior within the industry. The plot thickens. As the accusations swirled, Nicki, ever the queen of clapbacks, took to social media, her digital stiletto aimed squarely at those she perceived as orchestrating this attack. Cryptic posts appeared, AI-generated videos depicting Jay-Z tucked away in Beyoncé's closet, accompanied by the chilling caption, "I am your karma." Was this a mere provocation? A calculated move to keep her name buzzing in the headlines? Or was it a veiled acknowledgement of the storm brewing around her, a defiant roar against the forces she believed were conspiring to silence her? While Nicki fired off digital volleys, word spread that she'd gotten wind of Roc Nation's supposed machinations directly from 50 Cent himself. The unlikely alliance between two figures known for their sharp tongues and even sharper business acumen raised eyebrows. 50 Cent, never one to miss an opportunity to stir the pot, fueled the flames with a series of provocative posts, including a meme superimposing Jay-Z's face onto a milk carton, a missing label plastered above his head. "Anybody seen Jay?" he taunted, adding, "Puff said the man ain't answering his phone." The jabs continued, each one a calculated strike designed to undermine Jay-Z's carefully constructed image of untouchable power. An unflattering close-up of Jay-Z followed, captioned, "Jay in hibernation. He ain't coming outside till this is with Puff blowover." The message was clear. Jay-Z was in hiding, cowering from the fallout of Diddy's legal woes. and 50 Cent was reveling in his discomfort. But what about the underlying allegation, the purported plot to strip Nicki of her autonomy? Tasha K, never one to let a conspiracy theory die a quiet death, dropped another bomb: the existence of doctors on Roc Nation's payroll ready to diagnose Nicki with mental health issues she didn't actually have. The aim, she claimed, was to create a facade of instability, a medical justification for a conservatorship. The narrative gained traction, fueled by a growing sense of unease about the power dynamics within the music industry. Was it possible that someone as successful and influential as Nicki Minaj could be targeted in such a calculated and ruthless manner? The question hung heavy in the air, amplified by the echoes of Britney Spears' own conservatorship battle. Adding another layer of intrigue, Tasha K pointed the finger at Kadia, Nicki's former assistant, alleging that she had betrayed her trust by handing over Nicki's Apple ID, passwords, and login information directly to a shadowy figure known only as Raw. This information, Tasha K claimed, was then used to access Nicki's credit card details and financial history, opening the door for fraudulent charges and further undermining her financial stability. But the plot thickens yet again. Cardi B, Nicki's longtime rival, found herself dragged into the drama when old tweets resurfaced, hinting at a deeper understanding of Nicki's mental state. Quiet as kept. The truth is, you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, one tweet read, and you also on heavy drugs, cocaine, perks, and Xanax. You don't listen to nobody around you. The resurfaced tweet sparked a firestorm of speculation. Was Cardi B merely engaging in a petty squabble? Or was she inadvertently revealing a long-held industry secret, a carefully guarded truth about Nicki's mental health? The question hung unanswered, adding another layer of complexity to an already convoluted narrative. The stakes were high, the accusations explosive, and the battle lines were drawn. Was this the beginning of the end for Nicki Minaj, a calculated takedown orchestrated by powerful forces seeking to silence her? Or would she emerge from the ashes, stronger and more defiant than ever, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of independence? Only time would tell. The layers peeled back further, revealing a twisted web of accusations and counter-accusations. Cardi's camp, quick to distance themselves from the resurfaced tweets, claimed they were the product of a long-ago feud, teenage angst weaponized in the digital age. But the damage was done. The whispers about Nicki's mental health, once confined to the dark corners of the internet, had now exploded into the mainstream. And then the receipts started dropping. Or at least the alleged receipts. Screenshots of American Express charges, purportedly linked to Nicki's account, began circulating online. Lavish purchases, extravagant trips, all seemingly unrelated to Nicki's known expenses. Fingers pointed in every direction. Kenneth Petty, the ex-stylist, even Kadia, the supposed double-crossing assistant. Nicki, never one to back down from a fight, returned to X, posting AI-generated videos that were as bizarre as they were unsettling. Jay-Z, rendered in digital clay, cavorted in Beyoncé's closet, a silent, surreal performance that left more questions than answers. Was this a cry for help, a descent into madness, or a calculated act of defiance, a way to weaponize the very accusations being hurled against her? The internet, of course, had a field day. Memes exploded, conspiracy theories flourished, and the hashtag number Free Nicki trended worldwide. But beneath the surface of the online frenzy, a darker narrative began to emerge. The conservatorship, the mental health diagnoses, the stolen funds, it all seemed to point to a systematic attempt to discredit and control one of music's most powerful female voices. The parallels to Wendy Williams' situation became impossible to ignore. Williams, another outspoken and unapologetically authentic figure, had been placed under a conservatorship amid health struggles, effectively losing control of her finances and career. Was this the same playbook being used against Nicki? Was she next in line to be silenced, stripped of her agency, and relegated to the shadows? They are really trying to diminish Nicki, one person commented, echoing the growing sentiment among Nicki's fans. Yes, I believe Nicki... she's not crazy. The support poured in, a tidal wave of love and loyalty aimed at protecting their queen from what they saw as a coordinated attack. Desiree Perez, Roc Nation's CEO, found herself at the center of the storm. Perez, a powerful and influential figure in the music industry, had long been rumored to have a contentious relationship with Nicki. Was she the mastermind behind this alleged takedown, the puppet master pulling the strings from behind the scenes? 50 Cent, never one to let a good feud simmer quietly, kept stoking the flame. He announced plans for a documentary, promising to expose the truth about Diddy and the network of enablers who had protected him for years. But the unspoken implication was clear. The documentary would also delve into Jay-Z's alleged involvement, his supposed knowledge of Diddy's transgressions, and his potential role in the plot against Nicki. "I thought Diddy was a billionaire music mogul," 50 Cent wrote, dripping with sarcasm. "If he's smart, he will file bankruptcy now. Anyone with real money knows why I'm saying this. I'm the best producer for the job, guys. Here come the receipts." The receipts, of course, never materialized, but the message was clear. 50 Cent was ready to wage war, and he was taking no prisoners. The hip-hop world held its breath, waiting to see what would happen next. Would Nicki succumb to the pressure, silenced by the weight of the accusations and the power of her adversaries? Or would she rise above the fray, stronger and more defiant than ever, a symbol of independence and resilience in an industry that often rewards conformity above all else? The answer, it seemed, was hanging in the balance.